Got the DP. Yep. Full of hydration. Full of
DP.
Full of DP. Red Dead Redemption 2 and 1, the video game as a film. What seems like a really simple task to do, excellent story, excellent characters, even excellent Hollywood translation, seems like a film
Destined for failure, unfortunately.
It's funny that I say that when we've had recent sort of pop culture successes, no matter how you feel about them, such as the Minecraft movie, the Mario movie 2 and 1, even as recent as the Backrooms Backrooms
Movie.
Which is A24, big studio, huge recognition, huge budget, apparently very well received by critics as well. I'll have to watch that. Films that are adapted from a video game that well translate the lore or the characters or anything without some kind of criticism is a rare finding. I would say the closest we've got to that, Last of Us, maybe. And I'm not even a huge fan of Pedro Pascal, but I thought it was good. The ideas were good. Casting was good. With the exception, people didn't like Ellie's casting. I don't know, whatever. But the reason why I think that doesn't necessarily work for video games, and specifically a video game like Red Dead Redemption 2, a video game has so much opportunity to develop a story from start to end. The lore of a film is like a tenth the size of a video game. And that's because if someone's playing the story, they will put up to 72 hours into a game. I forget what the average is for Red Dead, but you get the idea. When we have that in mind, that people are expecting to put tens of hours into a game, translating that all into a single film is just set up for disappointment. And where I think is also an issue is that where do we go on the Red Dead story? Because if you go from the Red Dead Redemption 2 story, there's a huge expectation of characters and casting, and maybe that's fulfilled. But at the end of the day, everyone knows how it ends. If your main selling point is, well, we're going to do the thing from the game, are people going to watch it? Are people going to like it? Is it going to do anything new? Probably not. And so maybe you take that and you go somewhere else with the story with the similar themes, like Arthur trying to be the better man. But now is it like a Mortal Kombat thing, where Mortal Kombat obviously didn't do very well because we were building lore on a video game with no lore. Well, now we've got Red Dead, a game with lore, but we're making our own. But then people criticize it. Maybe it's straying from the game and it's gentrified and it's not even closer in relation to the original video game, the source material. It's a very, very tricky thing. And when you've got such a good reputation like Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that's almost 10 years old, is it worth the risk to tarnish it? No. Some might argue it'd be good as a TV series. Again, if your plan is to do the whole game's lore, start to finish, through and through, people already know what's going to happen. And you can mix in the casting and the characters and even the cinematography in ways that maybe people would have always hoped to see it but never got to because it's just digital rendering. But it's not a strong selling point. I think as well, when you have a video game such as Red Dead Redemption 2 that does such an excellent job of building a cinematic feel while still keeping the same UI as like GTA, it sets an expectation so high that it's almost impossible to meet. People might just dig the nostalgia of the game more than the film, although the film might do a better job of telling the story and the acting and with forgiveness without the digital quirks and things that happen with rendering and just video games in general compared to film. That it might just still be one of those things where people favor the original source material and the analog feel of, oh, well, this is the source material, this is the game, this is what we've always known. You did a whatever, big budget Hollywood something, and it just doesn't hit the mark. It's a very touchy community and almost impossible to satisfy. And as well, when we think about Red Dead Redemption 2, all of the things that are important to the story that you have the opportunity to find through being a video game and having the control to talk to characters as much as you want and cam interactions. And at the end of the day, it really is more than just what happens in the story missions that build the story. So not only do you have this
monstrous story
that you have to cover in maybe a film, or maybe you just take a portion of it, but again, might not satisfy. People might say, well, why didn't you choose this mission or that mission? And why didn't you just do the whole thing altogether? Although they don't understand the monstrous task of that, is if you're doing the whole thing, even if you were to do the entire story, all the missions, all of that lore, all that character stuff, and you got this 3-hour film or whatever it is, the game itself and its lore isn't built just on the story. There's more to it. You've got the camp interactions, you've got the side missions, you've got every little interaction that happens in town, how people treat you, all while building Arthur's lore, because most of Arthur's character is built from his own reflections. So where do you find time for that? Where does Arthur feel like the protagonist? And when you're digging for Arthur, who is the favorable protagonist of all time, if you've ever played the game, how do you recreate that feel in a film if you're not spending all your time with him as him?
And with a budget, gassy.